I think the role of the smart city manager is key because we need somebody that has the vision of the global city. We need somebody that makes sure that all the components of a smart city are aligned towards the same goals, towards the same objective. Otherwise, with this broad range of technologies that can change our city in so many ways, it is very easy that we get disconnected, that we find different projects that have different outcomes. So we have to make sure that there's a framework that makes all these areas of innovation coherent. The role of the smart city manager in the public administration is even more important than in the private sector, because what we see is that from the public administration, we have a lack of talent. It is very difficult for us to compete with the private sector with these profiles of people who are very at the edge of the wave of this technological disruption. So whenever we have the ability to find somebody with this profile, we try to sign it for the public administration because we need this kind of profiles. Otherwise, the public administration will be always behind the private sector, and we need people who understand what's happening in the private sector to put that in the regulation and in the management of the public government. I think that a smart city manager can have a very broad profile, but it has to combine, to my point of view, at least two ingredients. It has to combine a technological profile with a humanistic profile. That means you can have a smart city management that, for instance, is a lawyer or a sociologist, but then this person should be able to learn some skills about technology, and the other way around. You can have an engineer, for instance, or a mathematician or a programmer, but then you need to take this guy and try to make him learn social skills, because the technological disruption we're seeing has this particularity that it's very deep in technology, and it's very deep in the effects on the human people that lives in the city. So you have to understand always the human aspect of the technology. So that's why it's important to combine these two backgrounds. I think maybe the most, I would say, the crown of this smart city Barcelona that we are trying to build is the Superblocks project, which consists of taking small parts of the city completely or almost completely ban traffic from these areas, giving all the public space back to citizens for walking or playing sports or just being outside. And this dramatically reduces pollution, congestion, contamination, and gives the sense that the city is back to the citizens. And now you see where in the places and neighborhoods where there's also some superblock established, you see that life is back to the streets. Now people are gathering in the streets, are doing things together outside their homes. And this may sound like something that we used to do 100 years ago, but I think that's the smartest thing we can do now in our cities. I see the future of smart cities as constantly adapting to the new reality they are creating. I think the point of a smart city is that it has the information, it has the ability to see and monitor whatever is happening in the city. And then this makes it always impossible to be quiet, to stay at the same place for a long time. So the future will be always to be constantly evolving, constantly evaluating the impacts of the regulation of the new technologies, and constantly adapting to the consequence of any change that we implement.